everybody, welcome back to the Nerdy Muse. It is now June, it is Pride Month, and it is time to show you my TBR for the month. So this month, I'm going to be participating in Whatever-You-Want-A-Thon, which is sponsored by Book Browsing Blog. And this one looks like it's really cool. So we have like 4 or 5 teams. You get to join a team and you decide how many books you want to read on your list, and you help your team try to meet that goal to win the whole thing. So this just shows you what a glutton for punishment I am. I put down 12 books. I'm not going to get through all 12 books. I'm kind of hoping I get even more than that because there's like 14 books I really want to read this month in honor of Pride Month, but we'll see. So what I want to do today with this video is kind of walk you through the books I'm going to be reading during the month. At some point during the month, I will put up a May wrap-up to kind of go over the 6 books, and I want to read 13 this month. The 6 books I finished in May, but for now, let's just get into the TBR for June. So the first book I'm going to read is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This book has been on my TBR for quite a while now, and this is going to help me meet the Portal Fantasy Bingo section for one of the teams. I can't remember what the team is called that I joined. It's TBR something. I'll remember and I'll post it on the screen somewhere. My mind is just not working right now. But anyway, so the novel is basically, well, the series basically follows a character called Kel who can jump between different versions of London. There's a gray London, a red London, a white London, and a black London, but no one seems to know where black London went. So I know very little about this, but I have been really, really eager to read this. So this will be the first book I read during this month. The second book I'm going to read is called Wilde and Wicked Things by Francesca May. I'll be reading this book because it features queer characters and witchcraft. Can't get any better than that. So apparently the main character's name is Annie May, and she's on Crow Island in the 1920s. She doesn't really want to have anything to do with magic, but she gets drawn to this mysterious woman who does practice magic, and somehow it just enters into her life. So we're going to see how good Wilde and Wicked Things are. It's gotten great reviews online. Plus, it'll help me meet quite a few of my bingo card challenges. What June TBR, what Pride TBR will not be featuring Heartstopper? So I have the first 2 volumes. Can't wait to get into these. I've already done this one for my haul. My June haul actually was my May haul. I have the first 2 volumes here. I'll grab the other 2 later on. I've got lots of other books right now I need to kind of get through for my TBR for June, but I do want to get started on these 2. These 2 will also help me check off quite a few of my bingo challenges. I'm really looking forward to enjoying these and then being able to enjoy the series on Netflix as well. Also, this happens to be one of the host fave. One of our hosts, How to Train Your Gavin, has Heartstopper as one of his favorite books. So this is also going to help me with that challenge as well. Check. Like I talked about in my May haul, I got A Marvelous Light by Freya Marsk. This is the first of I think it's a 2-book series. It might be a 3. I'm not quite sure. The second one won't be coming out until November. So this book features, again, queer characters and magic. So the 2 main characters start off as enemies in the book, but then they become lovers at the end. I don't know a lot about it. I know the sequel involves 2 women also in the same universe of magic, and they themselves fall in love. I'm not sure if they start off as enemies or not. That will be an interesting concept to see. And I can't remember what the name of it is either, but once that one comes out, I'll probably put that one on my December TBR. We'll see. But for right now, A Marvelous Light is definitely going to be one of the ones I'm going to read for my June TBR. Now, leaving Arnie Hammer aside, Call Me By Your Name, written by Andre Asserman, is apparently one of the most romantic novels. Well, romantic may be the wrong word. It's one of the best queer novels out there that really deals with love in its raw, passionate, sensuous, naked form, pun intended. I watched the movie before. It was fantastic. I heard the novel is, of course, much better. So Call Me By Your Name is definitely going to be on my June TBR, as well as helping me check off a few of my bingo challenges. I need to win this. Don't judge me. So apparently a queer author I have been sleeping on is named TJ Klune, and he has written a couple of books. The first one's called Under the Whispering Door. I talked about this one in my May haul video. You can go back and take a look at that. And the other one's called The House in the Cerulean Sea. Both feature, again, queer love and just the idea of finding family and love and friends in places that you would never expect. That is pretty much the epitome of what queer love is all about. Finding friends and making your own kind of family and finding love in places that maybe you did or did not expect. So I'm looking forward to reading both of these books. Yes, both of these books are on my June TBR. Not only do they have beautiful covers, but the plots themselves just sound really, really interesting. So TJ Klune, you're on my TBR for the month, buddy. So another book that has been on my TBR for quite a while is called Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I did a video about this a while back. It got lost in the ether just because most of my videos do. Now, Aiden Thomas is queer, trans, and Latinx, and one of the characters in here is also a trans character. This is my only novel dealing with the trans subject. And I need to change that. I really, really do. But this has been, again, on my TBR for a few years. It actually came out in 2020. So a couple of years. Time just flies during quarantine and with COVID. I just have no idea what year it is anymore. But I promised myself I was going to read this in October of 2021, I think. I think it's time now to do that. Now, one genre I am not known for reading are rom-coms or romance. I'd much rather read fantasy or sci-fi or something like that. However, as one of the challenges for the Whatever-You-Want-A-Thon is a genre you don't really read, Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston is going to be my romance selection. Now, I don't know anything about it. Again, I do know the two protagonists. They're both male. One's British, one's American. That's all I know. Again, I don't normally read rom-coms or romance. But hey, this is all about stretching myself and trying something new and hoping I can become a more varied and widely varied reader. So Red, White, and Royal Blue is going to be my foray into the romance genre. Because if I have to read romance, let's make it a gay one. When we look back at LGBTQIA+ history and those individuals upon whose shoulders we stand, one of them is E.M. Forster, who wrote Maurice. This is one of the first novels to ever come out really dealing with a gay subject, and a great movie was made maybe in the 80s, 70s, or 80s. It was like one of the first queer movies I ever saw in my entire life, and I loved it. And I always told myself I need to read that novel. Well, now's the time. So I picked up Maurice in a local hall. And again, this is set in 1913, 1914 England. Again, homosexuality is banned, it is outlawed. You can be put in prison. Just thinking of Oscar Wilde, that kind of idea. I don't remember the plot of the movie. I just remember Scudder is the farmhand who falls in love with Maurice, and Maurice falls in love with him. I just remember a scene where Scudder at night creeps through Maurice's window, and it's the first time they're together. And I just thought that was just so romantic. Again, here we go back with the romantics, right? But I don't remember quite how the movie ends or what occurs. I just think it's time to fulfill my destiny and just read the novel. Now we're going to go into the YA domain, which is also one of the challenges for the Whatever-You-Want-A-Thon that I'm going to be taking part of. And I mentioned in my May haul, I picked up Aristotle and Dante, Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Sainz. And I did some further research, and it looks like he wrote a sequel called Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World. So I'm going to be reading both of those. And not only that, but he also wrote a third book called The Inexplicable Logic of My Life. Now, this I have never heard of. I don't even know what the synopsis is. All I know is it features a gay father. That's all I know. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy that too. So Benjamin Sainz has actually 3 novels on my TBR list for the month. Again, I have heard wonderful things about Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. Again, it has won numerous YA awards. But I'm looking forward to the sequel and this third. Now, this third one, The Inexplicable Logic of My Life, actually has nothing to do with the other 2. It's its own story. But if these 2 are as good as I hear, I'm sure this one is going to be fantastic as well. Okay, so those are 13 books already. However, I have 3 more that I would like to try to get through. They are very short, and all of them really harken back to our queer past. And again, those giants upon whose shoulders we stand as queer individuals today. The first one is by James Baldwin, and it's called Giovannis Room. Now, I've had this book for a number of years, and I've always meant to read it, but I never have. So James Baldwin is an African-American author who's gay. Now, I don't know much about the story. All I know, it is one of those landmark gay novels. It follows a young man in 1950s Paris and coming to terms with who he is. I don't know much more than that. However, again, it is one of those staples of our LGBTQIA plus community that I really do need to read. So this is on my TBR, and I really hope I get to it this month. If not, I'm definitely going to get to it in July. Now, earlier, I was talking about those giants of the LGBTQIA plus community whom we really owe a lot to. And one of those, again, is Oscar Wilde. And he's written numerous things. However, for June, I do want to focus on 2. The first one is a collection of his short fiction. I've read maybe 1 or 2 of these when I was getting my degrees in English a long time ago, but I've never actually sat and read like his full short fiction collection. So that's one I want to read. The other one is De Profundis. This is a really long letter. He wrote this while he was in prison. And he wrote it to Lord Alfred Douglas, who was his lover at the time, and who was the reason he was in prison. And it's pretty much a pouring out of his heart and soul about how he feels betrayed and the love he had and how it wasn't paid back to him the way it was supposed to. That's what I just get from the synopsis. I have not read it yet. However, I feel this is one of those that I personally, anyway, do need to read. We have all, I think, in our community had instances where we have felt betrayed or abandoned by those who we thought we loved us, said they loved us, or like our own families who were like, well, you're kind of supposed to love us. And while I feel that it could bring up some pretty raw emotions, I'm here for it. So if I can get to it, I do want to read De Profundis this month. If not, I'll probably scooch it over to July. Okay, wait. I forgot one. Welcome to my brain, my scattered brain. This is what I bring to the channel. This is what I bring to YouTube. Someone who forgets everything. Anyway, one I do want to read is Tara Sims' The City of Dusk. This is book 1 in what's going to be, again, I think it's a trilogy or it's going to be another series. But this one does have queer representation in it. So I really want to make this one part of my TBR month. In fact, I think I have it set as meeting one of my bingo challenges. I think. I'll check my list. Anyway, again, sorry. Tara Sims, City of Dusk, definitely going to be on my June TBR. Okay, moving on. All right, everyone. So that's my TBR for June. We're going to see if I can actually get through all of it. I'm really hoping I do. I'm going to have faith in myself. I'm going to do it. I'm going to focus. I'm going to participate in the sprints, participate in the 48-hour readathon. Yeah, they have a 48-hour readathon. Let's see what that one's going to be like. But I'm really looking forward to this month's TBR. I've always told myself I need to read more books with queer representation written by queer authors. And I just haven't. I have my BA, MA in English, and the canons are all not by minorities. They really aren't. There are even just a few women in there, but not many. And we need to change that. So I'm looking forward to my June TBR this month. I hope you all are too. Towards the end of the month, probably in July at some point, I'll do a wrap-up of this month, just like I'm hoping that at some point I'll do a wrap-up of last month. But otherwise, if you're still with me, thank you for sticking with me this long. Hopefully I'll see you later. Keep reading, keep enjoying the stuff you're doing, and I will see you all soon. Are those rain clouds?